Hello, sunshine. I think as much as Husqvarna tried making these things idiot-proof, they didn't expect a big idiot as me. I'm underestimated a lot of times. I'm probably in the upper percentile as far as tearing up an anvil with a feather duster, and I tore this saw up already, and it's still stock. Yeah, it's still stock. I ain't ever molested anything on it. It's still got the carb limiters in the carburetor, still got the screen and the exhaust. I mean, she just unmolested as can be. I assume I did it. I bought it used. It ran a lot better when I first got it than it did now. And what I think I did, and I didn't know this when I put out the last video, I suspected it was something else. And that's a problem with starting something new on my dyno, like the fuel consumption and like a 4-minute heat run, because we wanted to get how hot a saw would get, a stock saw, which I assume they built idiot proof. I didn't realize that I was in the upper percentile of the idiot proofness, so I wanted to see how hot this saw would get on a steady 4-minute pull. And I warmed it up good. I didn't go into it cold and cold seasoned or nothing like that. I warmed it up, started at 250 degrees and loaded it, not wide open. Well, I mean, the throttle was wide open, but we loaded it at its max torque, just like you was in the wood with a good sharp chain. We had a good pull on it, right? And I loaded it for 4 minutes. And if you go back and see that other one, I think it's torture test or whatever it is, you'll see that sheet. And the reason I tell you that now is to tell you this. I think the Tanaka might have been the red line. No, the Tanaka was, doesn't matter. There's 2 different oils on there, and one of them goes across the horsepower that is consuming at the specific RPM is pretty flat, and then it gets wonky out here at the end. And then the next chart, a different oil is wonky all the way through, right? I'm guessing if you look under that wonky part, and I'll try to just throw it up here just so you can see the chart. If you look right about where that thing's getting wonky, it's about 400 degrees. I think once I hit to about 400 degrees, I think I smeared this cylinder. I'm gonna throw that in here, right here in front of you while I'm jabbering. I'll roll that piston through so you can see it. We've smeared the front of that cylinder or ingested something, I'm not sure which. You can see the lines up and down that. It looks like the rings are smeared a little bit. So we're gonna pull it back apart. So this saw didn't handle it. I outdumbed it, and I'm good at that. A lot of people underestimate the ability I have to be ignorant. So I'll get this thing apart and we'll take a look at it, but we're liable to not have good numbers because I've since run my 026 through the fuel consumption and numbers chart, and even ported, don't get me wrong, it's got an exhaust mod to get rid of some heat, but even ported it never got within close to it, never got within 100 degrees Fahrenheit of this saw. So it may have been a problem that I wasn't smart enough to notice before, tune or whatever, but like I say, I never messed with it, and it come from a local saw, so it should have been set right? And it started and ran good, so it seemed like carburetor was okay, and it 4-stroked at the top, so it seemed like a little bit, so it seemed like it was okay, but she's evidently not. That or I'm a bigger idiot than what the engineers determined they ought to be. I'll have you right back, and we'll see what we got. Well, we got her apart. Looks like we lost another one to Dytech. I'll zoom in here and give you a video of this piston here. Tell me what you guys think. Of course, you guys know I'm just a hack. So, yeah, I've got a dyno and I've got all kinds of testing abilities, but you got to have something else to go along with that. You can't make pie crust with just lard. You got to have some flour, and I ain't got no flour. So, guys, join in. Let me know what you think caused this. I'll give you all the evidence I know. I don't see any evidence that anything went through the transfers, okay? I don't see any of the bearings coming apart down here. I don't see any of the cages missing. I don't see anything missing there. I shook the exhaust. I didn't hear anything in it. Of course, it's got a baffle, and there may not be nothing in it. It sat for a while. I pulled the exhaust off. I did look at the piston when I got the saw, and it looked good then. So that's the other factor, the other piece of evidence. Those just may be idiot fingerprints. Them may be fingerprints of an idiot right there. I don't know. But if it is, I don't know how I did it, unless it was just getting the saw too hot, pulling it too long. But I really thought they were more idiot-proof than to be able to handle a 3 or 4 minute cut. So join in, let me know what you think. I don't want to feel that I can't pull a saw for 3 minutes. I know I can. But this was, like I say, this was a stock saw, still had all the stock stuff in it. I really thought they were better than that. That's why I wanted to get some stock numbers. I guess that's out the window. I wanted to get some stock heat numbers and stock fuel consumption numbers, and I shared them earlier. And something I want you guys to remember is I'm a hack, okay? I've built a hell of a dyno. But just because I show something doesn't mean it's a pattern. I'm sharing as I'm learning. And if I do something once, meaning like this saw, just bear in mind it's not a pattern. It's not a pattern until I get a few of them done. And this was the first one, and I shared it with everybody. So I done what I can do. And of course, I'm self-aware enough, before I ever ruined that one, just dropped the wrist pin. We already had a new cylinder sitting here. I wanted to use this factory one. I had this in here to sit there and study it and see what I could do with it. And I was wanting to get the stock stuff out of the way, but it looks like I might have to put this in here back together stock and start over. Guys, appreciate you guys being here. Try to keep this here idiot on the straight and narrow, point me down a better direction, because this is our dyno. I test your ideas just as much as my harebrained schemes. If somebody gives something to suggest, a lot of times I get to it. It's not right away. A lot of times it's not right away before the video will come out of something you guys suggest. Guys, I read every comment, and I don't care how old the video is. I've only been on here about a year, and if you comment on something a year ago, I don't think I've missed answering a comment yet. On one hand, I hope I get so big and so many comments that I only have time to read them. But what I'm trying to illustrate is, if you guys got an idea on this, type her down there in the old business down there if you can. Appreciate it, guys.